Good afternoon. My name is KV Premraj and I'm reporting for the Optimus live studio from Hyderabad. We have today a very eminent personality in Swamiji. Swamiji, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You are associated with a society that promotes happiness and the growth of people. Can you elaborate on that, please?
Yeah, I come from the BAPS Swaminarayan Sanstha, which is one of the largest NGOs of the world. We carry out about like 162 different kinds of social activities, moral, educational, cultural, medical, environmental activities in more than about like 110 countries of the world. So we are trying to better the lives of people in all walks of life. Basically, we are teaching them selfless services. Second, a pure life free of any addictions. Third, we are preaching them immense faith in God. With these three things, he can definitely be a different person, a person with more happiness. Again, in one line, selfless services, purer life, work with ethics, and faith in God.
That sums up your philosophy in life, and that's something.
That is what we teach and preach to people.
And how is it that you got into this?
Well, during the time of my graduation, I got closely associated with Pramukhswami Maharaj, whose birth centenary celebrations we are having this month from December 15th through January 13th this year. I saw from very close three things in his life. First, the purity of his personal life. Second, his selfless zeal for the society, for upliftment. And third, his unflinching love for God. And I was in the third year of my college when I got more attracted and impressed by him. And so decided to dedicate my life for him and his cause.
Wonderful, wonderful. What a sacrifice you have done for the sake of humanity.
I have gained a lot.
And you're dispersing that in 110 odd countries that you mentioned about. That's commendable.
I've been to Swami and Akshardham at Delhi. Yeah, I come from that organization.
Is it?
Yeah.
Why is it that people have difficulties in their relationships, whether it's with family, friends, or office colleagues?
Yeah, wonderful book that I read during this Corona times is Every Man's Mission by Rebecca Beard, in which the author, she writes that nobody in the family or any relationship, as you mentioned, should start believing or start behaving that I am the principal breadwinner in my family, so all the family should look upon me. And second thing, in a relationship, nobody should try to overimpose themselves on the rest of the members of the group. So these two things, if you take care, again in one line, not believing that I am the breadwinner, a principal breadwinner of my family, so everybody should obey or take my word as the final. And in any friend or social relationship, never try to superimpose yourself on a person or a happening. Then the relations are smooth. Otherwise, you get into problems.
Food for thought. So previously we used to have joint families when everyone used to stay together. Then it became nuclear families. And now we find that the family structure itself is crumbling. What are your thoughts on this, and what is it that we feel you can do?
We had joint families, but in the modern times we see in big cities, in metro cities, that there are space constraints. So the principal reason for some partial dissolution of the family structure is because of the space constraint in the metro cities, but still they keep that connection. They travel to their natives to meet their parents and take their children, that is grandchildren meeting grandparents. So in some way they are trying to maintain that joint family structure. But the principal reason is this. And second is work responsibilities, traveling long distances for work. And that has crept in the society today, in this 21st century. So that has taken its toll on the family structure. But still, lakhs of families in India, they still live in joint families and enjoy the pleasure and the joy of it.
So are you propagating we go back to joint families?
We must live in joint families, not just propagating. If you don't have a space constraint, if you don't have any other financial constraint, then it is always, always advisable and always um, beneficial to have old age parents, that is grandparents, in whose lap the grandchildren can sit and hear great stories of our Indian culture and legacy, and that is how we propagate the culture.
Okay. And my final question to you is, what is your message to the youth?
Well, the first message to the youth is keep yourself away from forces. By forces, I mean from thought processes to bad habits that can affect your life, that can circumvent your career, or that can ruin your future. From simple addictions to drugs and everything, to negativity in life. Second message is to the youth says, always try to keep yourself in a positive mood, in a positive attitude, whatever the happenings outside, whatever the happenings, pluses or minuses, they're part of life. Accept that, but remain in a positive mood. And the third and the final message, have faith in God that He is the all-doer. He is my father, He is my mother. That is, God is our parents. And whatever He does for my good. With that faith, you can walk miles.
It's been a small masterclass with you in the last 5 or 10 minutes that we are interacting. We are very impressed with the way you have spoken and your philosophy of life.
Thank
And
you.
I'm sure the video, when this video goes out, it will become viral and we will have a lot of messages that can be conveyed to you.
Thank you.
It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you.
Thank you very
for
much.
your time.
Thank you very much.